live in Minnesota and it's January 4th. And right now the temperature is 29 degrees out. But surprisingly, there's not any snow on the ground, which is really unusual for this time of the year. But guess what? I'm not letting the cold stop me from having an adventure. I just arrived at my campsite for a solo winter camping weekend with my camping buddy Thor. Does that count as solo camping? Let me know. But the best part? We're gonna do this together because I got this email from Claire. Hi Claire. I've been watching lots of your videos and noticed you enjoy winter camping. I can't seem to find a video that you have done about winter camping in your little guy Max. Have you considered doing one? I would love to see how you go about it when you live in a cold climate. What do you do without water? What are you doing without a toilet or sink? Are you able to use the main battery in the winter? Camp only with electric? Thanks for maybe considering it, Claire. I'm going to answer all of your questions, Claire. Plus, I'm going to share my #1 tip for winter camping in cold weather. So let's brave the cold weather together, shall we? And even learn a thing or two about winter camping. Okay, there's Thor rolling on the ground. Thor, buddy, what are you doing, huh? He's being patient with me while I film this so that we can go on a walk. One of my most favorite things about winter camping is I usually have the whole campground to myself, but this time there is one camper here. What are you finding, huh? There is a little bit of snow on the ground, isn't there, Thor? I'm really glad you sent me those questions, Claire, because those were the same questions I had before I'd ever done any winter camping. So I'm sure other people have the same questions. Yeah, look at this. There's nobody here except for at that one campsite. But I want to show you this woods. Isn't this beautiful? I think it's so pretty here. And right over there, right there, that's the Mississippi River. We're back at the campsite. And I didn't get all of my stuff put away, so I've got to get set up. Oh my gosh, I just noticed my cheeks, how rosy and red they are. It's cold out there. One of the very first things I always do is I layer up on my socks. There we go. Yeah, even the rug can get cold at times, but especially when you walk on the bare floor right here, feet can get pretty cold. I have really loved using this pack to store my clothes in. It's got little zippers here, and this is the perfect size for a single person for a weekend. But this is the clever part. It's got hangers attached to the top, so I can just take these hangers and hang this up inside my closet like this. And then I don't have to unpack my clothes. Isn't that pretty slick? Gotta feed Thor. Okay, I feel like I've gotten everything pretty much put away and organized. And I've got all my clothes out for heading back outside because I want to build a campfire. And it's already after 3 o'clock and it gets dark out so early. By 4:30, it's really dark out, so I want to get this campfire going. The key for me for staying warm is layering up. I already have a thick pair of joggers or leggings on. Now I'm gonna layer up with these thick sweatpants. I just got new boots this winter and I really like them. They're easy to put on and they've really kept my feet warm. And they're lightweight. A little tough getting in there because I got 2 pairs of socks on. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, I just gave Thor this big bone. It's a big raw hide bone, and he is loving it. Aren't you, buddy? Are you gonna go outside and build a campfire with me, or are you gonna stay in here and just chew on your bone? Are you ready for my secret weapon for keeping warm? And it's something I just learned about recently, so thank you, Christina. It's a heated vest. Have you ever heard of such a thing? So on the inside is this pocket right here, and there's a battery in there that heats this vest up. And then right here on the chest area, you see that right there? You press that, hold it down, and it's gonna turn on and it's gonna heat the vest up. It heats it up in the back and on the side panels too, here in the front. I was so excited when I learned about this. Ooh, it's getting nice and toasty. And there's even a heater that's around the neckline, so I can feel it on my neck and it feels really nice and warm. And then my winter jacket. And then if it gets really cold out, I put the hood on, and that really helps keep my head warm too. I'm gonna turn the camera around here so you can see what Thor's up to. Yeah, you're still going to town on your bone, aren't you? Do you want to go outside and light a campfire with me? Campfire, bone. Campfire, bone. Which one's it going to be? It's just so quiet here when nobody else is around. I love it. Boy, I'm a little bit nervous because some of this wood feels kind of damp. I don't know if I'm gonna get a fire going. That's too wet. I love using Instafire. It really helps me jumpstart my fire, although with this damp wood, I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I'm gonna dump a little extra in here this time. There we go. Oh, I think this guy's out of fluid. Yep, empty. Recently, I just got an electric lighter, but I can't find it. I think I left it at home, so I'm really glad I had an extra one of these guys. Okay, let's go see if we can get this campfire started. Ooh, we've got flame. Okay. This might actually work. Let's see if that takes off. Please don't judge my campfire lighting skills, but I think we might be in business. Honestly, I'm just not cold at all, so I just checked the temperature because I thought, well, maybe it really warmed up. But the temperature's dropped. It's now 27 degrees out. But layering and also this vest is really keeping me warm. One of the first questions people always ask me when they find out I go winter camping is, where do I go to the bathroom? Well, let me tell you. You can see my camper is right here, and then right over there is an outhouse. Many times, if there is an outhouse, I'm going to use it, but not in the middle of the night when duty calls, and it always calls for me in the middle of the night. So when we go back inside, I'll show you my fancy dancy way that I go to the bathroom inside my camper in the winter when my camper is winterized. Oh, Thor, you cracking me up. You're so goofy, buddy. If it was summertime, there'd be campers all over here, all over the place. Okay, now take a look at that fire. Woohoo! And it's giving off a lot of nice, good heat. Not that long ago, I did a video about solo camping. And in that video, Lisa McDermott from Girl Camper and myself, we shared tips and tricks that we do when we go solo camping. And one of the tips that I shared, at least I think I shared it, or maybe Lisa did, I can't remember, but I always put out an extra chair. So when somebody is walking by and they see me sitting all alone, they see this chair and they'll think that somebody else is with me. Because I don't want to announce to the world that, you know, here I am, I'm all by myself. Yeah, that's something they don't need to know. So if you go solo camping or are thinking about it, or it's something that you want to do, but you've been a little bit nervous about trying it, you got to watch that video, because solo camping has really opened a world of new opportunities for me, because my husband works, so he can't always get away. So I always get buggy to get out and go camping. So I'm so glad that I took the leap and I go solo camping all the time now, and I love it. So my point is, if you've not seen that video and it's something that you're interested in doing, I'll leave a link to that in the video description below because it's filled with really good, helpful tips and tricks to make you feel comfortable when you're camping alone. And Thor is looking for sticks. Oh, you hid your bone over there, Thor. Is that what it is? Okay, I saw it. I know where you're stashing it. Okay, it's time for my big bathroom reveal. That is how I go to the bathroom in my camper in the winter. So just in case you didn't know, once you've winterized your camper, there can be no water put in the toilet because the pipes and all of those things, they're gonna freeze. So you cannot use your toilet in the winter when temperatures get below freezing. Okay, let's talk potty, shall we? There it is, my winter toilet. I've been using this same toilet for several years now. But the first thing you need to know is I use these bags called double duty bags. And they're actually pretty genius because you've got this inner bag right here that folds down inside of this outer bag. So you open it like this. Okay, so now this is what the bag looks like. This is the inner bag, and then this is the outer bag, and it's got, this outer bag has got a zipper on it. Here's what happens. You're gonna go potty inside this bag right here. Then when you're all done, you fold the bag up like this. You fold the top up, and you wrap it down inside the bag like that, and then you zipper it up or snap it up so it all snaps together. So this is going to be where your potty is so you can dispose of it. All right, let's put it inside my fancy dancy toilet. But real quick before we do that, hi Thor, I also use an extra lining bag. So I'm gonna put, oopsie daisy, Thor, did you bump the camera? But before we do that, I also wanted to let you know that I also use, Thor is walking on the table, so he's moving my camera. Yep. Okay, he got off. All right, so before I put my double duty bag into the pail, I also wanted to let you know that I do use an extra bag on the outside. Just because, well, you don't want any leakage and you don't want any surprises. So the first thing I'm going to do is lift off the cover. Oh, I already had a bag in here from before that I hadn't used. Okay, we'll just set this one aside. And the nice thing, because, yeah, this is pretty fancy dancy, this pail has a toilet seat. Yep, I know what you're thinking. Pretty nice, right? And then you got the outer part here, but inside is just a regular old pail. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this plastic bag and put it inside the pail. Hi, buddy. Hi. You want to come help? You want to come over here? Come on. Yes, you can come over here. Come on. You want to come over? All right. You want to get in on the action. Oh, you want to go up there? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, these two are also rated like for potty type bags, but yeah, look at, I just ripped that guy. I would never depend on this one, and that's why I just use it as an extra guard. So, gotta get rid of this one. And let's bring this guy back. So, I'm just gonna put it into the bucket. And the key is I want to make sure that it wraps all the way around. Then next, I'm going to take my double duty bag. Thor, you're making a lot of noise. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. He's just trying to get comfortable. Okay, so I will take this bag and just place it inside of the pail. And then I want to make sure that I open this bag up and I tuck it around the pail. That's all there is to it. Okay, now that that's done, I usually have rabbit pellets with me. But now that... All right, Thor, get all comfy. Now that that's all done, I usually put rabbit pellets in here. Well, if you're unfamiliar with what rabbit pellets are, they're just little pellets, but what they do is they absorb the liquid. And somebody from this community a couple of years ago gave me that great tip. But this is my first winter camping adventure, and I thought I had some with, but I don't. So, a while back, I saw these on Amazon. Basically, they're called absorbent and poo gel. So, I think what's going to happen is, once there's liquid inside of here, maybe it's going to gel up. I don't know. I've never used these before, but let's give it a try. That's what it looks like inside. It looks like it's kind of a blue powder. So, I'm just going to pour that into the pail. Now, I'm going to put on my toilet seat. Oh, and trust me, this is not very comfortable, but it certainly does the job. And I like to keep it in the bathroom. Voila. That's it. Okay, oh my gosh, you guys, it's 5:10 right now. And look how dark it is outside. 5 o'clock. This is the part about winter in Minnesota that I don't love. Later that evening, I got a little work done, and well, Thor took a little snooze.
12 hours later.
Good morning. It looks like it's gonna be another gorgeous day outside. Thor and I are gonna go outside and go for a walk or a hike in the woods. But first, before we do that, let's talk about some of the other questions that Claire had. Let's talk about water. Obviously, when the temperatures reach below freezing, you need to have your camper winterized. And you do this so that your pipes don't freeze. So, as I've already mentioned, you can't use your toilet and you can't use your sink or your faucets or anything that would use water. I used to have a collapsible jug that I would fill water up from my home for drinking water, and I'd bring that along with me. But that broke, so I've been just bringing water bottles. But I want to replace that collapsible jug that broke. So one of the things I wanted to do on this camping trip was I want to measure this spot right here, because I think this would be a good place to put a water jug, right in this spot. In case you're wondering, this is 6 inches wide and then about 8 inches deep here, 7 or 8 inches. So now I'm gonna go on Amazon and try to find a water jug that I can use to fill water up with for my drinking water, because I don't like using the plastic water bottles if I don't have to. The other thing I use are compostable, I think that's how you say it, plates and silverware. This way I don't have to worry about doing dishes. But if I did need to wash something or do dishes or anything else that I would need water and a sink, I've got my collapsible bin. So this will work if I did need to wash something, because I can't put any water into my sink. Next, let's talk about my battery and let's talk about electric hookups. But first, real quick, I wanted to tell you about my newest adventure, and that's Wild Story Tees. Yep, I've been designing fun camping, outdoor, and nature-loving t-shirts and sweatshirts and long sleeve shirts and even stickers. Just a minute, let me show you. I've got them right here. Here's a few stickers. I think that one is really fun. In fact, I put this sticker on my water bottle and it just really kind of jazzes it up. I love this one. Here's another sticker. It says Starry Nights, happy nights. And here's another one that says, my happy place has wheels. Basically, any of my designs can be ordered and bought on a t-shirt, on a sweatshirt, on a long sleeve shirt, or on stickers, and even on hats. If you're interested in seeing more of the designs that I've made, I'll put a link right here that you can go see all the designs, and I'll also leave a link in the video description below. Okay, talking about batteries. Yes, I do use my main battery, and I should let you know that I have an AGM battery, and AGM batteries work better in cold weather, and I've had no problems. But I also, if possible, will always try to find a campsite with electric hookups. Now, if it was summertime, I wouldn't care at all if I had electric hookups, but when it's winter out and it's cold out, I do like to have electric hookups. And the main reason for that is I could rely on my propane to run the furnace here in the camper and keep it warm, but when it's cold out, you're gonna go through a lot more propane than you normally would. So I have a portable heater that I plug in to help keep it warm in here, and so I don't have to rely on propane, and so I'm not gonna go through as much propane so quickly. And this is the heater that I use. I like this one just because it's oscillating, so it'll move the air around. Yeah, it does a really good job at keeping it warm in here. One thing that I think is pretty important to mention is that while my little Guy Max camper is not a four-season camper, they must have done a really good job at insulating the walls, because between my furnace and my portable heater, it stays nice and toasty warm in here. I always crack open my windows too. Can I move around you here, Thor? So I don't know if you can see, but right here is a groove, and I put this latchet in there. And then, can you see there's just a little bit of a crack here, and that helps with the humidity. One problem I had when I was winter camping is my bedding along this wall and up here would get really damp, and that's because of condensation. So that's why I originally bought my Froley sleep system. You can see it under there. And what this does is it lifts my mattress off of the hardwood surface. So not only does it get airflow underneath my mattress, so mold doesn't grow underneath my mattress, but I love how much more comfortable the Froley sleep system has made my bed. And after I installed it, I sleep so much better when I'm camping. I love my Froley. Do you love that Froley too, Thor? I loved my Froley so much that I reached out to the company, and they were generous enough to give me a 15% discount code that I can pass on to you. So if you're interested in learning more about the Froley sleep system for your camper, I'll leave all the information you need to get your 15% off discount code in the video description below. I also keep this little Eva dry dehumidifier right up here in the cubby by the bed area. So that helps take some of the moisture out of the air too.
Don't want to sleep tonight at all. Just want to watch them stars fall.
Isn't this absolutely beautiful?
Don't want to try to make up dreams.
Oh, I want to show you something over here. Lead the way,
I
bud.
want to lay here beside you. Oh, quiet.
Look how steep it is down there. Can you see how far down that is?
Fire breath and open sky. It's not what we know.
That's the Mississippi River.
It's where we go. I grow wings that tell her goodbye. Oh, it's not what we see.
I feel so fortunate that some of the Minnesota and Wisconsin state parks, they leave a couple of campsites open all year long. So that's really nice. Do any campgrounds or state parks where you live stay open year round, even when it gets cold out? Okay, also, confession time. Let me know. Have you ever gone winter camping before? Or if you haven't, after watching this video, Will you now consider it? It's a lot easier than you might think. Another question I get asked all the time when somebody learns that I go winter camping in Minnesota is, what do you do? Nobody can believe that there would be things to do in the winter. Well, yeah, there's a lot to do. I basically do everything that I would do if it was summertime. I mean, I go hiking and I'm outside and I build campfires and yeah, just being outside and enjoying nature and enjoying the outdoors, usually all to myself. So that's an extra bonus. So that's my number one tip for you to make winter camping enjoyable is just to go do the things that you would normally do. So for instance, if there were a lot of snow, I have snowshoes and I'll wear those. So the snow won't stop me from going on hikes either.
It's where we go. I grow wings and tell worry goodbye. Oh, it's not what we see, it's what we choose to be. Fire breath and open sky. It's not what we know, it's where we go. I grow wings and tell worry goodbye. It's not what we see, it's what we choose to be.
I'm getting hot, so I'm going to turn this off. Just like that. Oh, it really does keep me warm.